So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. May fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
We still here.
Hey, shalom, 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 Israel. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And this is the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have y'all on. It's good to be with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shah, Barak, Thah to the brother. Yahweh Shamar, Thah, Lashim Yahweh Shah to the sisters. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it in. You know, Shalom, Tinka Rodriguez, Shalom, Shayara, Shalom, Ashley, Shalom, Ramah. You know, appreciate y'all joining in. We're going to get it in. I'm a bit excited today because the topic is we got enemies. And I've been feeling like I want to expound on this because many of you may not know that you have enemies. Like just during the Passover, our enemies tried to stop us from celebrating the Lord's Passover. First, they took the venue from us. We had to get a venue like 2 days before the Passover. You had to get another one. And then, if you're familiar with what happened at the all black party at the hotel, they cut the lights off on us. Only us, nobody else. People next door had power. People across the street had power. It just so happened that where the Lord's people was, there was no power. At the kids' party, hundreds of kids in the dark with sisters. You know what I'm saying? These are things that your enemy does. So just in case you think things are all gravy and things are just fine and dandy and these people aren't so bad, the Lord called them your enemies. And you need to know that you have enemies. And you need to know that your enemies don't give a damn about you. They hate the Lord's chosen people, not because you're black or because you're Hispanic or because you're Native American. They hate your guts. They hate you because you are so blessed and the Lord chose you out of all the nations to be his chosen people. They hate the ISUPK because we're the only ones with the truth in the world. We're the only ones that care for our people. We're the only ones that go out in the highways and the byways and the ghettos and the barrios and the reservations and bring the truth. And they hate us for that. They hate that we show love to one another. They hate that we follow the Lord's commandments. And we done distance ourselves from this evil world that we live in. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to get into to let you know that you have enemies. Hey, shalom, y'all. Shalom, what is it? Cormada out of Chicago. Shalom, also y'all Sop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to get in today. And I just feel like, you know, with everything that's going on, we need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to be aware that the hatred of your enemies is going to intensify. It's going to get worse. If they don't care to cut the lights off at a hotel with hundreds of kids and women are at, what you think they don't like? What you think that's the worst that they can do? You think that was just by mistake? Like, this is the thing that you guys, you know, our people need to understand. Like, back in slavery times, our folks knew who the enemy was. And they wasn't sleeping with the enemy. Not by choice. They were trying to get away from them. They didn't trust them. They had all kind of little, you know what I'm saying, little ways to communicate with each other behind master back. And then when we got to the 40s and the 50s, when we did get away from them, we had busting communities. We had places that was thriving with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, Eatonville, a couple other places to show that we didn't need them. And once they seen that happen, the first terrorist attack was America attacking its own citizens in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was the first bombing from the air. And that spirit in your oppressor has not changed. The Bible says he has, paraphrasing, what's that scripture where he said a perpetual hatred towards Jacob. That means a never-ending hatred. Like, it will never cease. the hatred that he has for Jacob. So don't get it twisted. You ain't picking cotton. You still on that slave land. We still slaves. We still stolen property. We still ain't free. A lot of you wasn't even able to take time off to come and serve the Lord at the Lord's Passover. Even if you told your oppressors months before that you had something important going on in April, they didn't care. They made it hard for you. They probably told y'all, yeah, in the beginning, but as time came on, they told y'all, no, we need you. And you can't get that time off, and your job will be in jeopardy. And we know y'all got bills to pay, mouths to feed. We understand. But you got to trust in the Lord. Because just like you got that job, he would got you another job. But it's the risk. You know what I'm saying? The risk that our people are afraid to take in this oppression. But your faith got to be strong. Got to be strong. I understand, man. I understand it's hard out here. Don't think I don't. I just want to let you know your enemy would do something like that. The Jewish man, he get to lock down the whole block during whatever that junk they had. Christians, they get to call off and do whatever they want. But you celebrating the Lord's Passover is the big no. You serving the Lord of the Bible, they ain't going for that. You coming back into your own, knowing who you are, celebrating your heritage, they ain't going for that. So that's what we're going to get in today. And the first scripture we're going to get is Hebrews 5 and 12. And, you know, we bring this out just to let you know that anybody that's not authorized by the Most High, Yahushua under commanding during Hannah to teach, shouldn't be teaching. Because we done had too many false teachers and too many false prophets that done led our people astray, done led our people down a dark road where they can't seem like, where they don't feel like they can find their way back. But they can. All they got to do is just come into the school. Don't be so afraid of the ISUPK. Because the ISUPK is the only people that show Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that we love y'all. Like Christ ordered us to love y'all. To love one another. Who else is going out to these ghettos and giving out food and clothes? What other fake Israelite camp doing that? Nobody. The ISUPK is the only people that live this Bible. Others read it. We live it. Day to day. Word for word. So the first scripture we get is Hebrews 5 and 12. And it says, for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again. And this is the thing that you got to try to convince Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you got to relearn everything that you thought you knew about the Bible, about the Lord, about everything. And they don't really want to hear that. They don't want to hear another brother. They didn't even want to hear Christ. Just think about it today. Shalom, Zakaria. Like, that's just the point. That's the hard pill to swallow. Like, the same people you trying to show that you love don't give a damn about what you're saying, really. Their attention span is so short that you got to break it down real quick before they start thinking about something else. So the time that you want to be a teacher, you got to make sure that you be taught again. You got to make sure that all that Christianity that was in you washed away. And it's going to take more than 30 days. You've been a Christian for 25, 30, 40 years. You think you're going to forget that? You like, that shit just going to go away? Nah, it don't just go away. By you practicing the righteous acts of the Lord will help, you know what I'm saying, you come into the truth and the reality of things. That Christians do not serve the Lord or the Bible, and they do not love Yahweh, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. They do everything against the Bible, backwards. So when you feel like you knew enough and you know enough to, like, you feel like you start telling somebody else what to do, make sure you follow. Hey, shalom, Officer Shabbat. Like, make sure you follow what a man above you teaching you. And make sure that man is a man of the Lord in the ISUPK. Because other than that, you just listening to another pastor or another preacher. Make sure you sit down and study at somebody's feet that knows these scriptures. That studied from somebody that studied from somebody. That we may be one mind and one body in here. You won't find nobody in the ISUPK teaching no other breakdown but what they was taught. Because we all believe the same thing. So it says, for when the time that you ought to be teachers, you have need, like you need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. This is how you get in line with that. This is how you follow directions. The Lord putting it right in there. And in school, you got to come in here. You got to do your 90 days. Get you a name, become a trooper. That's helping you when you in that state. That's like you working on yourself. You shedding yourself for the world. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of all the things that was attached to you. And sometimes the Lord shake that shit off. What's like sometimes the Lord do a lot of that for you. Because once you start believing in this, once you start following and going the class and understanding and learning, you're going to start moving a different way. You're going to start thinking a different way. You're going to start caring about things that you didn't care about. And the people of the world ain't going to understand you. You're going to become a bother to them. They ain't going to want to be around you. And that's okay. That's the good thing about it. You separating yourself until you build yourself up. You know what I'm saying? They're going to think you went crazy. Or they're going to think you in a cult like they always think that we in a cult. Yeah, I'm in a cult. This cult saved my life. This cult got me to stop selling drugs, stop smoking weed, stop doing all of that crap. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Kwa Raya, Kwa Raya. I'm sorry, sister, if I got it wrong. Salaki. But that's what you need. Then it says, and are become such as have need of milk and not strong meat. Who need milk? Babies. When babies are born, they need milk. So when you come into this truth, you a babe. And you're going to be treated like a babe because you don't know nothing. A baby don't know nothing but just how to drink milk and go to sleep. So the milk is learning who you are, learning the commandments, learning the high holy days, learning what you should do and how you should act and how you should carry yourself. These are the things that you need to learn first. And then you get meat. And then you get the other breakdowns. And then you get the other things. But just worry about the basics first. Get those down pat. Keep shutting yourself of the world. And get all those down pat before you try to go off and do some other stuff. Then when you become a trooper, you do that. Then if the brother above you feel like you're ready, you get to take your officer's test. And then when you take your officer's test, then you able to teach. And that's all I ever wanted to do. Is teach my people the truth. But I knew I had to come into the school to do it the right way, the way God ordained it. So that's what we do. We follow this to the T. And you're not able to teach until you pass your officer test. You can teach your household, you know what I'm saying? But you're not able to get on class, to get on live and just start rambling off on scriptures that you think you might know the breakdown of. Because you can lead people astray. And that's what them pastors do. To the point that people are running up out of them churches. Some of them done gave up on the Lord because of what the pastors done do. Y'all seen that video where that guy went in the church and held the gun at the pastor like he was trying to shoot him, but I guess the gun jammed or he didn't squeeze the gun, he just wanted to scare him or whatever the case may be. Where y'all think that come from? That pastor probably did something to that man. Either molested his children or molested him or slept with his wife or stole his money. Like, don't nobody just go, like, unless you are an oppressor, just go in the church and shoot and kill people in the church. Unless you don't have done something. Now, our oppressor is a cunning and he's the most diabolical person on the earth. He do that for fun. That's his nature. But that was a brother that did that. And you can kind of tell that he didn't want to shoot the pastor because if that were, he had plenty of time to pull the trigger. He probably just wanted to show him, like, you hurt me and I want to hurt you back. Because this Christianity and these churches and these pastors, these preachers are destroying people's family and destroying people. So, you know, that's why we got to get in class and learn. We got to build men up to raise their family the right way. You know what I'm saying? So the second scripture we're going to grab, or actually will be the first one on topic, is Deuteronomy 28:48. And Deuteronomy is where the Lord said our blessings and our curses are going to come from. You know what I'm saying? Moses wrote down everything that we'll be blessed with and everything that we will be cursed with if we didn't follow the Lord's commandments. And like the Lord said that we are stiff-necked and hard-headed people, we didn't. We didn't follow the commandments. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna read like what happened, what the Lord did. 28:48. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28:48 said, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Now the Lord said you're gonna serve your enemies. Since you want to serve me with gladness of heart, and you don't want to serve me with everything that's in you, you're gonna serve your enemies. Like even when the Lord brought us out of Egypt and we was in the wilderness, what happened when Moses went to go get the commandments, went and talked to the Most High? He came back down, they was worshiping a calf. After all they done seen the Lord do, bringing them out of Egypt, he destroyed Pharaoh and his army. Our people were so, you know, our minds was such in a slavery state, or we just was used to being slaves, or we just wanted to turn back to our oppressor, that we started worshiping the calf in the wilderness. So the Lord says, since y'all don't want to serve me, you're going to serve your enemies. Not your neighbors, not your friends, not your loved ones. You're going to serve a people that hate your guts. A people that don't care about you. Or your mama, or your sister, or your husband, or your wife, or your sons and your daughters. People that will unalive you in the streets on camera. A people that will hang you from a tree with your hands tied behind your back and call it suicide. People that will put lead in your drinking water. Your enemies. The Lord said you're gonna serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. The Lord sent these people against you since you disobeyed him. This is a part of your punishment. The Lord sent. And hunger. You got to get your food from Walmart, Publix, Winn-Dixie, Food Lion, Aldi's. There's barely any moms and pop stores that's ran by, Black Hispanics or Native Americans. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ, boy.
Shalom, Lord Christ, what's going on with you?
Not much just getting good.
Shit, I'm at the slavery church, so right now I'm just listening, but I'll chime in whenever I'm available.
Oh, no sweat, boy. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. The Lord said you're going to serve your enemies through hunger. Everything they barely let you grow your own food. You know what I'm saying? They barely give you a backyard to grow your crops. Well, you didn't have to, and you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, go to the grocery store and buy those, you know what I'm saying, organic shit and all that other stuff. So if you're hungry, you got to go spend money with your oppressor. You can't spend money with your people now because they prohibit you from doing so. They don't let you do it. You can't, some places you can't have chickens to grow your own eggs. A carton of eggs is down there $15. Milk, a gallon of milk and a pack of cigarettes are the same price. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. And I ain't trying to tell nobody to smoke. I'm just trying to tell you, like, people are still buying cigarettes, and cigarettes like $10 a pack. And the person that do smoke, he got to make a hard choice to say, okay, well, damn, if I'm going to get this carton of milk or these eggs, or I'm going to get this cigarette. And 9 times out of 10, he buy them boxes of cigarettes. So you got to get food from your enemies that you serve. And in thirst, water, something that the Lord made free. You got to buy water. It's a crime. It's a crime for you to collect rainwater. Something that's natural that fall from the sky. You get caught with that, that's a crime. They make you pay a water bill. A water bill. Come on. How can you charge somebody from using water to say how much water? Okay, well, you use up $150 worth of water. How the hell do you measure that? Tell me, because I don't understand. You thirsty? You want a Gatorade? You want something to drink? You got to go to the store. The hunger and thirst go hand in hand. I mean, back in the day, we used to drink from the water hose. You don't see nobody drink from the water hose now. You could go in somebody's yard and run the water hose real quick, get you a little cup of drink, and cut that water hose off. Make sure you put that water hose back and go on about your business and play in the streets. Now, everything is bottled up in the stores. You don't even have the luxury to do that no more. Because you're serving your enemies. What else? And nakedness. Your clothes you wear. Where you get them from? You got to go to the clothing store. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to wherever you go get your clothes from. That's where you got to go get them. Hey, shalom, true.
Shalom, sir. Y'all Shema Sharakatha.
Hey, how about you on Shop Rocket Thought? What's going on, sir?
Not much, not much. You know how white man is the devil, slave.
All day, every day. You say you at the slave?
I'm off it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No sweat. Well, we at Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Around 28:48. Let me catch up with you, sir.
No sweat. So the Lord said you gotta, in order for you to clothe yourself, you gotta go to their stores. Even if you got an urban brand, they still making money off your urban brand, and you are only allowed to sell so much. Even if you make garments or material that you can make your own clothes, who do you get the material from? You get it from your enemies, and they charge your ass. You know what I'm saying? And in want of all things, everything that you need, everything that you want, everything that help you, uh, that everything that you need to provide for your family, your oppressor is the one you got to go to get those things. The necessity that you need, you got to go to your oppressors. You can no longer go to your neighbor, you know what I'm saying, that used to grow foods or eggs or things like that. You can't go to them no more because they don't allow them to sell it from unless they have a license. You gotta have a license to fish. The game water will come in and you could probably possibly go to jail. That make you throw them fish back. And one of all things, you're gonna serve your enemy. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until thou have destroyed thee. Everybody know who that yoke of iron went on. You know who your enemies put that yoke of iron around their neck. If you can even, if you don't believe that this word is true, that the Lord's word is true, you can use your Google device and Google a yoke of iron and see what image come up. And if anybody do that, put a 1 or a 2 in the chat line to tell me that you seen the image. This is real life. The Lord is describing what you're going to go through and who's going to go through it. Not everybody's going through this. Not everybody was in slavery.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just Googled that image or Googled the word or phrase iron of yoke and it came up with the yoke iron on the black man.
Right. The Lord said this 3,000 years ago, damn near. Off the God of War ain't lying. Because I done Googled it before and seen that image. This is what the Lord was telling Moses, that the children of Israel are going to go through in the latter days because they're going to turn their hearts away from him. And their heart, he's talking about their mind. And their spirits are not going to be in line with the Most High because they want to follow and do what the other nations did. So the Lord said that you want to do that. Let's read on. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle fly. Who used that eagle?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
America.
Who else?
Germany.
Spain.
Spain, Karawakan, Russia.
Russia.
All the European nations, really.
Right. Rome. All of them use the image of that eagle. And the Lord said, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We didn't understand them folks. They were speaking in their language and we had ours, which is the Hebrew. They came from a faraway land and came and got us. A nation of fear consonants. What they did to our ancestors, the Lord would not forgive them for. He won't forgive them. There ain't no forgiveness for. There ain't no place in the kingdom of heaven for these folks.
Right.
He is not going to forgive them. No matter how much they plead and beg, they got to go. For everything that they did to us. You want to know why? Because of this. Which shall not regard the persons of old, nor show favor to the young. They used to hang old people, unalive them, kill them, make them work from sun up to sundown, beat their backs, sell them, take their children away, feed their children to alligators, rip out the stomachs of pregnant women, and slam their baby on the ground. You know what they did to our Native American brothers on the Trail of Tears? The old and the pregnant women that was slowing the caravan down, the old people, they killed them, and the women that was pregnant, they cut their babies out and slammed them against the ground in rocks. From Florida to Oklahoma, they had to they marched them people. Now, how many people that you think died during that passage?
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's accurate. Well, I don't know just that part, but I know it was over 200 million Native American Indians that was murdered during the time of them conquering America in those lands. It's a lot.
And all right. And all the peace treaties that they broke.
Right.
The first biological warfare is when they came off the boat and gave them blankets with smallpox on them. After the natives showed them how to grow corn and how to hunt and how to survive the winter, they turned around and killed them. Enslaved them, took them back to Spain, burned some of them at the stake because they wouldn't take Christianity, molested the young girls. Come on. And y'all still want to like pretend that these people are for y'all because they give you crumbs when you had the whole plate at one point? These people don't give a damn about y'all, and they show y'all every day. They show you that they're your enemy. Trump showing you that he your enemy. He don't give a damn about you. Biden said he don't care about you either. But now that they need them votes, they're going to make like they do. And y'all going to fall for it. Y'all going to go down to them polls and vote. Instead of turning back to this Bible, turning back to your history, and turning back to what you supposed to be doing. You going down and voting for a president to be over you, to rule over you, to unalive you more and more. Hey, shalom, sir. Officer Nasha. That's backwards as hell. I don't vote. Because for one, it's a law for me not to vote. And for two, voting ain't gonna do a damn thing. And for them ignorant Negroes that tell you, well, if you don't vote, you part of the problem, or you ain't gonna be part of the solution, or we need to vote to hear our voice. Man, y'all been crying and marching and preaching and doing all that other stuff, and them people still don't give a damn about what you think or what you say. What have changed since we voted? Tell me one thing that's changed. They killing niggas on TV, on camera. In Orlando, a girl just got hung at the end of 2023. 2 people got hung. Somebody said Salaki?
Sir.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing that does change is a new slave master every 4 to 8 years.
Every 4 to 8 years, that's the only thing that changed. That's why this country is split, because they're trying to figure out who else going to rule over the slaves. They say Biden wasn't racist enough, and he putting all this LGBTQ stuff on people. And Biden and other people say Trump, he too racist. Now, who you gonna vote for? And then when nothing else happened, what y'all gonna do? Oh, more black people need to vote for what? For what? Before I came in the truth, the last time I voted was when Bush stole the votes from Al Gore. Y'all remember that?
So I wasn't old enough to vote then, but I definitely remember it.
Right. And all they needed was 12 people to say that they don't recognize him. Do you know they ain't get 12 people to stand and say we don't recognize him as the president, because they kept talking about, okay, you got to recount the votes. So when that didn't work, that was like, okay, we need 12 people in the House to say they don't recognize. They didn't get, I think they got like 7. That oppressor stole the votes and won the election. And what when he did? Unalived 20 million people over there in Afghanistan.
Flatline.
Made that place a desolate desert. He was killing people for 10 years.
Right.
Hey, Shalom, Officer No One, y'all. He was killing people for 10 years, man. Old cowboy. Your enemies. That's who y'all voting for. Ridiculous. We're gonna get Psalms 139 and 20.
Come on, sir.
And y'all need to understand that this is what the Lord is warning us about. World War III, it's gonna hit home. It's already happening. Don't think that it ain't gonna reach to America this time. It's coming here. You already at war. You've been at war for 400 years. And y'all still don't see it. So y'all distracted. Y'all distracted by Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Y'all distracted by Sexy Red, TikTok, Bad Girls Club, Love and Hip Hop.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
And meanwhile, these other nations and countries getting ready for World War III.
Man, I seen a video of a young white oppressor shooting an AR in the woods with her parents.
It was a little girl, sir?
Come on.
Know exactly what you're talking about.
That girl had to be at least 8. They're teaching their kids how to unalive you.
Right.
And you teaching your kids how to twerk. You worried about it being a bad bitch, but you ain't raising your daughters right.
Right.
You giving her the mindset to use men. Use her body to get what she wants. Your enemies taught you that. Your enemies got you thinking that you don't need a man in your household. That's why your son growing up effeminate and soft and weird. Because he ain't got no man. You done ran his daddy off. And then every time you see him, you tell him that his daddy ain't shit. You let your enemies take care of you, give you a house to stay and give you food stuff because they say you don't need no man. But not once do you think about that little boy. Do you know that's who committing all the crimes? The younger kids shooting up every damn thing and going to jail for murder. 16, 17, 18, no older than 21, 22, throwing their life away. You got that for me, Warrior? You on mute, True.
Lucky, sir. Repeat that verse again. Psalms was it Psalms 129?
139.
139?
Matter of fact, my bad, Salakia. Give me 55 and 21 first. Then we'll go there.
55 and 21. Psalm 55, verse 21. Psalm 55, verse 21. The word of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Matter of fact, let me get 20 first. Start at verse 20.
Psalms 55, verse 20. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Right. And this is talking about the nature of your oppression. We served them for 400 years. And after they so-called said we was free, Jim Crow Act came along. Now they had been killing us, raping us, and robbing us for 400 years, and that still wasn't enough. We was at peace with them. We just wanted to live. The Native Americans just wanted to live on their land. The Hispanic people just wanted to live. And they still was warm with the people that didn't raise no arm to them. Just was at peace with them. Now, the Lord said this was going to happen to the children of Israel way before this. Way before it happened. Keep reading.
Khan. He hath broken his covenant.
What that sound like? Who that happened to? Did that not happen to our Native, our First Nation brothers, our Native American brothers?
Khan, sir.
Every deal that they made with them, they broke it. Every promise that these so-called presidents say that they're going to do and help the black community, do they ever keep their word? No. Because you still an enemy to them. Even when they need you. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Joe Biden and Donald Trump's word was smoother than butter. Abraham Lincoln's word was smoother than butter. Andrew Jackson, smoother than butter. Telling y'all this and making y'all feel good. Bill Clinton going to black churches and playing a saxophone in front of the black people. Y'all consider him black. Y'all say, okay, he black. Because this nigga because he listened to jazz music and play the saxophone and smoke weed and get headed in the Oval Office. Y'all say he black. Well, he put more niggas in jail than anybody. Go ahead, War. You say Salakia?
Yes, Salakia. I was just saying, you got even the Benjamites, they got a entertainer in Jamaica that even say that in his music that Bill Clinton is black.
Wow.
Not even just here.
Right, because in Jamaica they say they consider Bob Marley black.
God, I had him. If I may, sir, I had my own brother, argue with me when I told him that. They swear up and down, and it was like beating a dead horse, trying to let him know, hey man, this man he's not us. You know?
Right.
I yield.
Right. It took me a lot. I was like, damn, when I found out the breakdown of like the father carried the seed and found out that he was a white man, I was like, damn, for real?
God.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even like listening to his music no. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Now I know why they push Peter Tosh in the background. They don't never give Peter Tosh credit like how they supposed to, because Peter Tosh knew what was up. Not to get off topic, but Peter Tosh knew not to trust those Europeans. So they slowly but surely pushed him out the way. Our Benjamite brothers over that backyard call the Ethiopian Christ, the reincarnation of Christ, Haile Selassie. Your enemy taught you to think like that. Keep reading.
Honorable Khan. But war was in his heart.
What was in his heart?
War was in his heart.
No, that's a love.
War was in his heart.
That's a equality.
War was in his heart.
Let bygones be bygones.
War was in his heart.
War is in your enemy's heart. Why you sitting here thinking he got your back? Why you sitting up here thinking that he's for you? And that was just slavery time. Those times is over. The Bible say war is in his heart. He's warring against you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Well, Shy say, I'm starting to like white music because I have to get used to them singing to me in the kingdom. Yeah, I'll never get used to that shit. I feel you, brother. I know it's a couple songs that might be all right, but I'm like, hell, I don't even want them singing nothing. If Lord willing, I make it to the kingdom, the music to my ears is gonna be me beating their damn back. That's gonna be music to my ears. If Lord allow. War is in their heart, y'all. And understand when they look at you and them Karens be recording y'all and be talking about, hey, get out of here, show me some ID. When they look at your child like it's a disgusting thing that's walking on the earth, just know that it's the war that's in their heart that got them feeling like that. When them folks stormed the Capitol, because they want the right person to run these slaves. They want to make America great again. You know when America was great to them? When you was in chains. When you was on the plantations. When you couldn't look at them and they called you boy. And even a little white boy was ruling over you. That's when America was great, when you was in slavery. They want that back. They fighting to get that back. That's what's happening. Keep reading.
Khan. His words were smoother than oil.
Read that again.
His words were softer than oil.
Khan. You can't even, you touch oil through your fingers. Soft and smooth. Aren't they?
God.
They soft and smooth, they words. They tell you, oh no, it's this and that and this and that. And then it be something totally different. Keep reading.
Khan. Yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords. Everything that these oppressors tell you, that your enemy tell you, and it ain't just the so-called white man. It's the Japanese man. It's the East Indian man. It's them Africans that's stealing all your style. It's all of these people. It's just your oppressor that he just so bold with it, he don't care. They have taken crafty counsel against thee that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. They're trying to wipe you off the face of the earth because you so blind that you can't see what's going on. You better get in class and understand and know what's up. What that saying is. That cartoon G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. G.I. Joe and knowing is half the battle. You don't even know what's up. How you gonna battle with somebody you don't even know that's your enemy? You fight, you too busy fighting the person that look like you. You hating on somebody that look just like you in the same situation you is. And that's the thing that killed me about these that just like irks my nerves, true.
God.
These rap dudes and so-called street guys and so-called gangsters and criminals, they only doing it to people that look like them.
God.
They won't dare do that to the so-called oppressor. They won't go in no neighborhood and start selling drugs in the white people neighborhood. Or them Chinese people neighborhood. They won't rob and steal from them. They only steal from them. And that's coward because real gangsters, everybody's on everybody ain't safe. And I'm not telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, to go out and do none of this stuff or be gangster. I'm just showing you that the mentality your oppressor gave you is for you to hurt and harm and unalive people that looks like you, thy neighbors, thy brothers, thy sisters. But when you do it to theirs, you get 100 years or you get killed. They fine with you killing each other because you on their team. You doing their will. You making their job easy. But let you try to do it to they folks. They're gonna make an example out of you. Now they gonna say, I bet you nobody else might not try that again. You know what they used to do to our folks? When them so-called white women lied and said that a black man whistled at them or looked at them, they would go and kill them. They would arrest them, and then a mob would go to the jailhouse, break him out of jail, and go and burn him and hang him.
God.
You think a mob of black people can go to the county jail and break somebody out of jail and unalive them? Come on, man. Nowadays, traffic stops, we ain't even making it to court.
Right.
You get pulled over by the cop, you might get unalive right there. You might not even make it home. And that's the thing that we need to understand, man. You need to like y'all. You Gobble War, you was there. True, cause y'all was there at the Passover. Y'all was there in North Carolina. Y'all know what happened at the hotel.
God.
All right.
Come on, man. They cut the lights off on us, man. They cut the lights off. And then nobody reported. General Hazayan said he talked to the police department. He talked to the police department, and they said it was no call reported that the lights was out at the hotel. The police didn't even know about it.
Slakia, sir.
Go ahead.
like you said, like it had to been planned because normally an establishment like that would have like a backup generator,
Come on, man.
you know, if it was like out of the norm.
Come on.
Con. Slocky, if I may, that's the first thing I asked him when I walked inside. I said, man, y'all ain't got no backup generator, man. It was like, unfortunately, no, we don't. I was like, yeah, I already know what time it is.
Con.
Y'all done turned off the power.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
To make our stage just so uncomfortable. And y'all know when we have our Passover cookouts, when we take a hotel, we take over that mug.
Already.
We in the lobby 24/7, all night long into the morning. But we bring so much revenue to whatever city that we enter is ridiculous. And they had the nerve to cut the lights off on the Lord's people. And not even report it. But guess what we did? Guess what the men under the Lord did? They secured that place. Every floor, every exit, there was men there. Making sure that we were safe and even theirs was safe. Triple Amon said by law and for safety, they have to have a backup generation. Otherwise, the hotel wouldn't be able to do business. That's right. Because nobody else's license was cut off. I think how long it was? About 4 hours?
So
4 or 5 hours. Go ahead.
No, it was longer than that, sir. The power didn't come back on until 4 a.m. or something like that. And
Right.
I left the black part at about 9:30, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And it was off before that. You know what I'm saying? It was off during the kids' party. The kids' party was at 8 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was about like 8 hours, 9 hours.
Damn. Now I thought it was off like 6. I thought it went off like 10, 11 o'clock.
Because remember, during the kids' party, it shut off.
Right.
Yeah, and I know the kids' party started from somewhere, I probably want to say like 7 or something like that. I think the kids' party would be like from 7 to 9 or from 6 to 8. It was one of them, you know what I'm saying? And during the party, the power shut off.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the power didn't come back on until about 4:30 that morning.
Right. I remember because my alarm went off because it's time for my slavery. So I get up at 4:45. And when my alarm went off, that's when the power came on. But I was on the 3rd floor. So I opened up the windows. But the people that was on the 1st floor, they couldn't open their window. You tell me, how would I say we all need our refund for that night? You damn right.
That's the luckiest, sir.
Go ahead.
I mean, just imagine if we had people who had had medication to where you have to run like those machines to breathe and stuff like that, and you need power for that. You know,
Right.
that's crazy.
Yeah, and they didn't give a damn. And they
Yeah.
weren't pressed about hurrying up and turning the lights back on. I work for companies that work with electrical stuff, like work with power lines and stuff like that. It don't take that damn long to fix that problem. An hour or 2 tops, depending on what it is.
God.
They shut the damn power off, thinking that was gonna move us. That ain't do nothing but bring us together. Man, people were still in that lobby, sitting down, drinking, playing music. People outside the hotel. People inside their room still just like, you know what I'm saying?
God, it's the luckiest, sir.
Go
And
ahead.
it's like that ought to show you how ISUPK are, because they was trying to trigger something, thinking probably we was gonna act out of line and tear that damn place up.
Yeah, that's what they thought was gonna happen. General Hazayan said the police came. He talked to the police. General Haz said he told the cop that we got the perimeter surrounded. We got men on every floor, monitoring to make sure nobody, you know what I'm saying, ain't doing nothing crazy to make sure there ain't no threats. The police said, okay, all right, and hauled ass.
God.
Come on, man. If that was at the Sheraton, there was a bunch of white people there, man, they would have had every cop in the city, every fire department on scene, ambulance and everything. They would have had that shit back up and running in 10 minutes.
God.
8 hours for you Negroes and you Spicks and you savages. They ain't give a damn with them bitches. They never come back on, really.
It's lucky, sir.
For real. They didn't care. Whatever it took to get us up out of there, they would have did. This truth is important, man, because it's a tool. It's a weapon. The brotherhood, the sisterhood is a weapon. You're going to need this because you were in war. You're in a time of war right now. And you got to understand that. This shit ain't peaches and creams and rainbow and just lay back and chilling and seeing what's going to happen. You're going to mess around and it's going to be too late. All right, so we done with that. Let me get that 139. Psalms 139, and we're going to start at verse 19, Baba Kasha. And if anything y'all brothers got, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to bring up, man, y'all welcome to. Just say, surely that oppression maketh a wise man mad, and I'm hot. I was thinking about this all day long, like my enemies. I got to deal with my enemies every day.
It's lucky, sir. You say 139?
Come on, well, 139 and verse 19.
19?
Right.
Sir. 139, verse 19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O Yahweh. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody man.
It's saying the Lord gonna slay those that came up against Israel. He gonna remember that Passover that they cut the lights off on us. He gonna remember the Passover they made us change our venue at the last minute. He gonna remember all that, and he gonna slay them. Depart from me, you old bloody men. Esau hands stay in some blood. Ain't never clean. He always killing something because that's his nature. That's what he was blessed with. He was blessed with the sword. Don't nobody kill like the so-called white man. That's his gift. Read on.
Psalms 139, verse 20. For they speak against thee wickedly.
They speak against the Most High wickedly. Call them all different names, but his holy and righteous name. Say that he ain't who he say he is, or he not, or he void, or the Lord done left. It ain't no God. It's science. The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory made all this. Made you. You was a monkey, and then you became a man. And the Lord said we was made in his image. They blaspheme against his chosen people and say that the blacks, Hispanic, and Native American people aren't the real Jews. They niggers, spicks, and savages. The Lord put his name on us. Read on.
And thine enemies take thy name in vain.
The who?
thine enemies,
thy friend,
thine enemies,
the Catholic Church,
thine enemies,
the Christian Church,
thine enemies,
the Jewish synagogue,
thine enemies,
the Quran and whatever that place to call where they go to.
thine enemies.
They y'all enemies, man. They are not y'all friends. The Lord said they are thy enemies, and thy enemies take thy name in vain. They only not hate you, but they hate your power. They hate your God, the one true living God, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They count themselves the enemies of the Most High Power. They building goddamn a space defense for when Yahushua returned to make war against Yahushua. What you think that space program for? They read this book. They know Yahushua gonna crack that sky and come back, and they ready to meet him in space to make war against him. But to no avail, they gonna lose. Thy enemies. Keep reading.
Khan Khan, Psalms 139, verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?
And that's what David is saying. King David wrote the book of Psalms, right?
Khan.
David said, Lord, don't I hate them that hate thee? So you mean to tell me David was a man after the Lord's own heart? So you mean to tell me I can't have the same hatred for my enemies that he had? The same people that hate me and my God? Let's read what he said.
Khan. And I'm not. I grieve with those that rise up against thee.
Keep reading.
22. I hate them with a perfect hatred.
What?
I hate them with a perfect hatred.
Uh-huh.
I count them mine enemies.
Damn right. David said, I hate them with a perfect hatred. Because this hatred that I got for them is perfect and is righteous.
Khan.
And I count them my enemies. So I feel the same way. I hate them with a perfect hatred, and I count them my enemies. And you should do the same. Now, nobody telling you to go out and raise arms against them. Nobody telling you to go out there and unalive them or do no harm to them. But you can count them as your enemy. You can hate them for all the crimes they did against your people. That's why we hate them, not because they white,
Khan.
or they Chinese, or they African, or the East Indian. We hate them from the crimes that they have did, and they have not been brought to justice, especially your oppressors. That's why we hate them with a perfect hatred. And I hate them that hate the Lord.
Khan.
And they show that they hate the Lord by they hating the Lord's chosen people. And this is what all Black, Hispanic, and Native American people got to understand. That this is the land of your captivity. And your captives hate you. They count themselves your enemy. And you must do the same. You must be aware where you at and what's going on. Because if you're not, you lost in the sauce. You too busy worrying about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Two brothers going at each other instead of worrying about what your oppressor is doing. And what other kind of scheme he coming up with to try to wipe you off the face of the map before his time is over. Got to get it together. We gotta understand what we're here for. We got to turn back to the Lord, who is the only one that's gonna be there for and save us out of what's going on. Because when them bombs drop, oh we, you want to be up on them chariots. The Lord said He's gonna destroy this place in an hour. Those that ain't standing with Christ or with God, y'all gonna be right in the punishment that was made for our oppressor and the wicked. There's that one scripture say, though hand join with hand, the wicked should not escape punishment. Paraphrase, of course. You want to join your oppressor so bad that you want to hold his hand, you're gonna hold his hand right during his judgment if you don't get away from him and come back to your heritage, come back to your nationality, come back to your history. Read this book, these scribes, these scrolls that our ancestors left for us. What was written aforetime was written for your learning. Everything that was written in this Bible was to forewarn you and teach you not to make the same mistakes that they did, to show you who your oppressor was and is going to be. All right, let's drop that. Let's get Lamentations 4 and 18. Let's start at 17 whenever you can, Warrior. I appreciate it.
Khan, no sweat, sir. Lamentation 4, verse 17. As for us,
as for Black, Hispanics, and Native American, as for us, the 12 tribes of Israel, go ahead.
Honorable Khan, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
You think Biden gonna help you? You think Donald Trump give a damn about you? You think Kamala Harris is for the people? Lord said all of them, all of that help, all of that hope that you got in these people is vain. It's nothing.
God.
It's misplaced. Instead of you relying on the power, the Most High God, Yahweh, you relying on man. And not only just man, but a man that hates you, that count you his enemy. You relying on your enemies for help. Who does that? America ain't relying on Russia to help them in a time of crisis. They'll be damned before they ask them for help. Go ahead, Warrior.
If I may, sir, it's just like out there in the wild, you have a lion. He hunt gazelle, wildebeest. Just imagine the gazelle turn into the lion, for help. That's dinner.
Damn right. That's a good analogy. Like the same people that's gonna eat you and hunt you, you gonna turn around like, hey man, hey, I don't know if you've seen it, man, but it's another lion behind that tree, man. That joker been chasing me all day. Help me out. Know what I'm saying?
God.
That's like a robber asking the police to help him rob.
God.
Help me breaking this bank and steal this money. The right oppressor probably would help. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. You asking your oppressor, you asking your enemy for help. You believe in it and hoping that, one day they're going to help you get up out of this situation. That's vain. Keep reading.
Khan Khan. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Your oppressor, Esau, Moab, Ham, Elon, all of them are nations that can't help you, that will not help you. They can't deliver you out of the Most High hand. They damn near can't deliver you out of their own hand. Only the Lord can do that. And you watching and thinking, and you going to them polls, and you chiming in and saying all of this, thinking that that's going to help you, that they are really going to benefit you. Be for real. Open your eyes. Wake up and see what's really going on. Keep reading, Warrior.
Khan Khan. Lamentation 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets.
You can't even walk in your own neighborhood. Trayvon Martin was coming from the store. You know how much money Skittles in Arizona made off his death? The other brother was in their neighborhood. Why do, and let me ask y'all a question too. And this is just to make you try to think, you know what I'm saying? Why do white police officers police black neighborhoods? You ever thought about that?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
It's like they just patrol us to keep us within, you know, that area so they can unalive us.
They gotta make sure keep an eye on you niggas to make sure you niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying, to make sure they know what y'all doing at all times. Just like you say, to make sure they can have a chance where they can get it out their spirit to unalive y'all once in a while. Do you think that it would be better for black officers to police black neighborhoods? I bet you don't see black officers policing white neighborhoods. Pulling them over for traffic stops all the time. They would not allow that. The city would not allow black officers to patrol white neighborhoods. But they allow white officers to be in the hood, in the ghettos, in the barrios, in the reservations. They hunt our steps that we can't even go in our own damn street. They don't know nothing about our culture, how we do things, but they always there. Keep reading.
Khan. Lamentations 4, verse 18 from the top. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
Every time you go outside that house, you might not never make it back.
Khan.
You know how many mothers that done lost their child? And if they knew that that morning that seeing their child was the last time they were going to see their child, they would have hugged and kissed them and told them, or they would have forewarned them to stay away from certain things. Our daughters, our young sisters that are being sex trafficked and kidnapped and unalive. Do you know if their parents knew that that was going to be the last time that they would have did better? Florida, Orlando is #1 in sex trafficking. A lot of people didn't know that. Right here in Orlando. These enemies, these oppressors hunt your step. They can't wait to unalive you. So much so that they unalive you live on camera. They don't care who watches. They run the system, so they can get away with it. Oh, oppressor can walk in your house and shoot you dead on your couch while you eating ice cream, and the judge, we're supposed to be your people, will come off that stand and show sympathy and stroke their hair, and give them a hug. Tell me, when have you ever seen a judge show sympathy to another brother or a sister that committed a crime?
It's lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
Never.
Never. You never seen that. What it is? Dylan Roof that killed them people in that church and they took him to Burger King?
Con.
He killed 6 people. I think it was 6 people, or shot a couple people in a church, and a police officer took him to Burger King. Come on, man. Keep reading, Warrior.
Khan, Lamentation 4, verse 19. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven.
There go that eagle. And it's telling you who the eagle is. Your persecutors. It's identifying them right now. So if you didn't ever know who your enemy is, the Bible's telling you it's the people that persecute you. The same people that make it hard for you to make a living. The same people that raise the rent up. Officer Nashad said it was 9 people.
Good night.
That devil went and killed 9 people and then went and got a Whopper. They took him to get a Whopper with cheese on it and a big Coca-Cola.
It's lucky. And fries.
Of course, it come with fries. You got a large. The Bible says your persecutors are the ones that's unaliving you and your enemy. Swifter than the eagle. Go ahead.
Khan. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Wherever you at, wherever blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans at, your oppressor is right there to unalive you, to make sure you don't get too high up. To make sure that every now and then they take one of us out. To let us know that they still hate us.
God.
That we are no friend of theirs. Officer Nashad say they probably had them cut the broiler back on for them and everything. Yeah, they made that thing fresh. They made that meal fresh. And we are the only people that just forgive for everything, but we won't forgive each other. We so quick to forgive our oppressor. Oh, I forgive him. The love in my heart, my Jesus told me to forgive him and move on, and this and that, all of that. But you won't forgive a person that look like you. They be wanting to kill somebody like us that look like another black person. But the white folks, they forgive. Just like that, is that Botham Jean? No, that ain't Botham Jean. Who is that? The one that got killed on the couch when a white girl went in there and told me she thought it was her house. How the hell you not know where the hell you live at? Come on, be for real. How the hell you gonna think somebody else's apartment is your apartment? What, you was on drugs? You was drunk? You was high? You was what you was on? How the hell you even get in the apartment? Like, come on. So you mean to tell me you thought somebody broke in your house, and not only did they break in your house, they went in your refrigerator and got your Edie's ice cream and sat on the couch and started watching TV and eating ice cream? Who the F does? What kind of criminal does that? Tell me what kind of criminal does that? They're breaking somebody's house and start eating ice cream. She knew that wasn't her damn apartment. She probably been saying for months that she was gonna kill that man.
Okay.
Well, she didn't like him for some reason. That shit didn't just happen like that. And what did the family do? We forgive you. And they gave her a hug. I would have walked the hell up out of that courtroom if I was that family. If one of my brothers was unalived by this woman, I'm not forgiving her ass.
Okay.
Hey, Shalom, Madison. I'm not forgiving them. I want her ass to go to jail for life or the death penalty. Throw the book at her ass.
Okay.
Let us receive justice, at least for once. I'm not getting off the stand and going to hug you after you just killed my brother. I don't care how many times you cry and you sorry, and that's all they got to do. When a white woman cry, oh, that's it. The whole world stop. She can do nothing wrong.
It's lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
And that's even, that's how you know they're so goddamn lucky, wicked, because when they unalive us and they cry, it's like it weaken our people. It's like for them to always quick to apologize.
That's what 400 years of slavery do.
God.
That's called Stockholm syndrome. Start to sympathize with your oppressor. Like, you know how many black mothers and daughters and fathers cried?
God.
Where's the sympathy for them? How many grandmothers cried? They don't get no sympathy. They don't get no hugs. It ain't the same for you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. It ain't the same. The game ain't made for you. This country was not made for you to survive in. You were supposed to work unto death. You were supposed to serve unto death. And they're going to show you that they hate you every chance they get. To the point where you ain't going to be able to recognize Slaki. You will be able to recognize who the enemy is, because the Lord going to make you see it. But they distract you with all this other stuff, social media and all this other stuff, to the point that way if you're not locked in, you ain't gonna care. You don't care about what's going on in the world. You're too busy worried about who got the latest Jordans or Louis Vuittons or Gucci. Shit, sad. Shit, sad as hell.
And Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Even those two cats you mentioned earlier, Drake and that other cat that's beefing, they could be working for the man. Could be just to create a distraction also.
What you think it's about?
You know, gotta be.
What you think it's about? They ain't showing nothing but hatred towards each other. So they got people, they say it's a light skin versus dark skin thing.
Con.
That's crazy. Let me get same chapter. I mean same chapter in 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
Let's let's start at 1 and we're gonna read to verse 5.
Con. Lamentation 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Verse 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens.
Them fake ass Jews took your land. They try to take your culture. Aliens live in the places that you supposed to live in. Aliens mean strangers.
Con.
They're trying to take your inheritance. They call themselves God's chosen people. But Christ said they are the synagogue of Satan. Keep reading.
Con, verse 3. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mother are as widows.
Damn. Orphan is the people that don't have no parents. Fatherless. Those are the young men that's in these streets. The young sisters that's in these streets. Or the ones that their parents got on Section 8 or got government assistance and kicked the fathers out of the house. Because their enemies told them that they can do better without a man in the house. That they don't need no man that will provide food and shelter for you. But that's it. That's all you're going to get. And you better not have no man in there raising that young man up to be a righteous young man or raising that daughter up to be a princess. You better not have no man in there telling them what to do, what's right and what's wrong. Raising that woman up to make sure she's standing in the mother's place. Raising their kids up the right way to be respectable and have dignity, integrity. You better not have that shit going on. And we're going to put you out in the streets.
God.
Keep reading.
Con. Verse 4. We have drunken our water for money.
Mm.
And our wood is sold unto us.
Mm. That's self-explanatory right there.
Con.
Keep reading.
Con. Verse 5. Our necks are under persecution.
What?
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have not rest. Have no rest, Lakia.
We work all damn day. And we still, most of us still can't get ahead of these damn bills. You got to have down there 14 jobs now to live comfortable.
That's Lakia, sir.
Go ahead.
That's heavy that, you mentioned that because you know how they get on Section 8, our women, and they put the man out. They're going to be snatching these men back up in a minute. because you can't really shit so expensive now. You know, Esau not gonna pay him to cover all that responsibility. You know,
Right. And that's the thing too, because if you can't pay that Section 8 bill, you get kicked out. You know how long people be waiting on HUD? People be on that list for down there 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Con.
They got a waiting list. And we don't get no rest. Like I said earlier, a lot of brothers and sisters couldn't even get off for their slavery dessert that come to the Lord's Passover this year.
Con.
That's the same thing Pharaoh did to Moses. Moses told him, let our people go and let us go in the wilderness for 3 days to serve our God. That's how it all came about. He was like, hell no. Y'all get back to work. And matter of fact, I'm going to make the work harder for you.
Good night.
Same thing your oppressor doing now. If you leave this job and I told you couldn't have them days off, we're going to fire your ass. And a lot of our brothers and sisters was jammed up that they couldn't risk it. And I know that shit wore heavy on their heart because they might have felt like they was doing a discredit to the Lord, but the Lord know you in captivity.
Con.
And the Lord ain't gonna forget. He ain't gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? He gonna remember this. This is the faith and the patience of the saints. This is what we waiting on. For our chance to have our get back. But you gotta know who the get back is for. You gotta know that you got some enemies, that your enemies are the ones that are gonna get the wrath of the Lord and those that stand with them. And I hate when our people say, oh, not all white people are bad. I got some good white people that do good to me. Behind your back, they call you a nigga. And a spick and a savage. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, paraphrase, you know, when the Most High is with you, he even make your enemy be at peace with you.
Right.
You're still wicked as shit. It's lucky.
Right. Nah, damn right.
You know.
So the Lord said your enemies become his enemies. And he will make your enemies bow down at your feet.
Fine.
And that's the thing, like when we out there at camp and we go to bringing out them scriptures and them heathens and them oppressors feel so, you know, so them scriptures and the spirit of the scriptures go to tearing them up.
Fine.
And convict them to their heart and they bow down and kiss the feet of the slave. It be our own people out there fighting against us, telling them not to do it.
Fine.
Don't do that. Why y'all making them people? We ain't making them do nothing. We just reading the scriptures. And it be our own folks that become our own enemy. Just like the Bible say, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Fine.
They always trying to say they oppressor. They cannot, like General Muhammad say, some of our people cannot see a world without their oppressor in it. And that's the hard, awful truth. Because we're always trying to include them in everything. But what about them? Or what about, can we not have something that's of our own? Can you have that same empathy for your brother and your sister? You wouldn't dare to do that. If it wasn't for the ISUPK on the commanding Journey Hunter, a lot of brothers wouldn't know what brotherhood and compassion and empathy is. Because we was always taught to be at war with one another. But your true enemy, you love them. You break your back for them. You go above and beyond. But you won't share bread with your brother. You won't break bread with your brother or your sister. That's backwards as hell. Backwards as hell. Our people need to realize and understand that we are all we got besides the Most High being with us.
God.
Don't no other nation love us. They don't care for us. They don't want us nowhere near them. They don't want us getting above them. They don't want us having nothing. Everything you got or everything we have, they try to take it from us or call it their own. Or we get no recognition for nothing. When we built this thinking country and we can't have a piece of it. Let me get Zechariah 11 and 15.
Con.
Let me know when you got it.
Say Zechariah
Come on, warrior. 11 and
11, 15.
11 and 5. My bad.
11 and 5. Con, sir. I got it, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
What? Read that again from the top. Slow it down for them. I'm sorry, Salaki, cause y'all slow that thing down for them. Because if it's not what we were just speaking about 5 minutes ago, man, come on, man. Read that again.
Zechariah 11 verse 5 from the top. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Every brother and sister that have been unalive by a cop or a so-called oppressor, they find they not guilty. Some of them, they possess us. The possessors are our oppressors. They possess us in this land that they call America. And they slay us. They kill us. They unalive us at any chance, at any cost that they can get. And they hold themselves not guilty. Oh, he was resisting arrest. Oh, I thought he had a gun. Oh, he was reaching for something. Oh, he looks suspicious. These are the dumbass reasons why. And they hold themselves not guilty. Because don't nobody care for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Not even our own. But I, under Commander Jenny Hunter, we the only ones. Read on.
Con. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
Make America great again.
God.
Let's sell these niggas back on the auction block. Let's get rich. And we are blessed. Because the Lord is with us. He ain't with them. Look what they going through. Read on.
Con. For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Jesse Jackson. All our so-called Martin Luther King. All our so-called leaders. They don't give a damn what happened to us unless it's benefiting them. Al Sharpton. When did we ever show up? When it's time. What happened to the Black Lives Matter movement? Black lives don't matter no more? It's telling you not even your own people pity you. Not even your own people give a damn about what happened to you or what you're going through. So why should we? Why should we care? They don't. Read on.
Khan, verse 6. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver them, every one, into his neighbor's hand, and into the hand of his king. And they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them.
The Lord said he ain't having pity on us no more because we turned our back. This was the time that our people had turned our back on the Lord once again. And the Lord said, everything that happened to you, I'm gonna let happen to you. I ain't gonna show no more pity. Because you don't show me no love. You don't follow my commandments, my laws, so everything that happened to you, I'm gonna let it happen. I'm gonna let it happen. Because you ain't doing what I told you to do. You are my chosen people. I'm gonna let these things happen to you. I'm gonna let these people come in, take your land, kill you, and continue to thrive over you. That you may serve your enemies and want all things until you hearken and turn back to me. This is what's gonna happen. And you're gonna serve your enemies. And the Lord gonna make sure that you know that these people hate you. And these people are your enemy. Because if you can't understand that by now, I don't know what it's gonna take. And the Lord is showing us every day with these oppressors and these devils that they cannot be trusted. That they do not care for you. Either things gonna get worse for you to open your eyes, or you can open your eyes right now and get in class and learn how to survive during these parallel times, how to survive, how to raise your kids up, how to follow the Lord and get protection up under him, up under the ISUPK. Because if you don't, you're going to be out there with your enemies, getting the Lord's judgment. Y'all see what's going on in the world. Christ soon to return. You don't want to be caught slipping, not obeying the Lord. They say the Lord, say Christ going to come back like a thief in the night. You don't know when a thief coming to break in your house. You just do it. I'm not calling Christ a thief. I'm just saying, like, you never know the time or the hour that Christ returns. So don't get ready, be ready. Come into this body. We got 16-year-old officers.
Yeah, all right.
That's doing the work of the Lord. You know what kind of mind frame and strong will that a 16-year-old got to have to deny everything that the world is offering them and serve the Lord?
Salaki, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
And if I may, I think he was really 12 years old when he was really denying the world, sir.
Yeah, he been in the school for a minute.
Right.
But his folks was, you know what I'm saying, they was hard on him. And if y'all don't know who we talking about, we're talking about priest and officer of 50, one y'all.
Damn right. Give it up.
Know what I'm saying? That boy, that priest there is an inspiration to everybody. That it could be done. You got old men in this school. You got brothers, fathers that done came in this school and they old age changing their life around. It ain't no excuse. The old and the young can turn around.
God.
The conservative, it ain't too late. This is the grace. This is the mercy of the Lord. But for one thing, you have to come out of her, my people, because this is not your rest. You got to know who thy enemies is. Because the same people that hate your power is the same people that hate you. And everything that you stand for and everything that you are. So with that, I'm going to end the class, man. And I truly appreciate everybody that was rocking with me tonight. Officer Gobble War, Triple Call, y'all mighty man of the Lord. Everybody that was in the chat, everybody that's online. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. And y'all be a light to everybody out there, man. Don't hide that candlestick up under your bed. Show them folks what the ISUPK under Commander Junior under Yahweh Shah has done for you. And you might inspire somebody to want to change their life. Y'all keep doing the work, man. Keep having the faith, keep pushing and keep fighting. Use this brotherhood and this sisterhood, man. Like, subscribe, share, do it all, y'all. Let's get this word around, man. I know y'all tired of being in this captivity because I'm damn sure I am. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yashab Ragatha. Yahweh Shemai Latha Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom, y'all.
Shalom. Yahweh Shem Shabakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yashab Rakatah.